Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. This is it, guys. I have been waiting to rant on this movie for 7 years. Lucky I wasn't on YouTube when this movie came out because I would have thrown the biggest tirade in the world. This is a 2011, not 2012, action sci-fi fantasy thing, and it's Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. Give me a minute because I need to take this all in. Okay, I think I'm good. I was looking forward to this movie. That's why this was the most disappointing movie I've ever seen in the theater. I saw the trailer. The trailer looked freaking badass. I was like, I like the soundtrack that they used in the trailer, and the girls are guns are blazing and all this. And oh, it's gonna be Alice in Wonderland, but as an action movie. And all it is a femme nonsense bullshit movie that the action means nothing. The movie means nothing, and it's Zack Snyder, doing his freaking fan fiction. The one question I have is, how could you, Zack Snyder? This trailer looks freaking amazing. It looked better than anything you've done in the DC universe. I can easily say that. But then I saw the movie and I was so underwhelmed, especially the second half of the movie. It kills me. It just freaking kills me. This movie came out in March of 2011. It was March 25th. I went to go see it that opening night. I left the theater very, very disappointed. It's not very long, and I'm talking about the theatrical cut. I don't give a shit about the extended cut. What they added will not save this movie. It sucks big dick. It cost $82 million to make this movie. That's not even the biggest budget of all time, and it only made 89. Yeah, because Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules beats you. I had to see that movie to get out of my funk. Because if not, I would have had the same bullshit experience I had with The Force Awakens, which is my second most disappointing movie I've seen in the theater. Because that's a Star Wars movie, and it was just, no, agendas are us in space with a girl that can't act. Here, you have some girls that can act. Not all of them, but at least a handful of them. Because this has Emily Browning as Baby Doll, the blonde chick that looks like a freaking seedless version of Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is way better than this freaking girl. Josh can vouch for me. She has bigger lips. She's not Australian, and she actually can act. See Monsterville. You'll see what I'm talking about. You got Abby Cornish. She's the worst thing in this freaking movie. Every single line she delivers is like deadpan, and she screams like this. No! No! Fuck you. Go back to your land down under of cancer. You fucking bitch. Jenna Malone. She's the best character in this movie. Rocket. Badass. She's the only character that has some depth to her. She has some personality. Too bad she's the first to die. Again, this is all you, Zack Snyder, because you directed this movie and you wrote this movie. You came up with the story with your dumbass friend Steve Shibuya, who probably did all the Asian stuff with the giant samurais and all that. The visuals are one of the only good things in this movie. The visuals. The special effects are well done. Some of the action scenes are well done. The slow-mo doesn't bother me as much as Zack Snyder's other movies. And it's not... the whole movie's a flashback. I get it. And also some of the girls look sexy in their little lingerie. That is it, though. That is it. Your waist actresses, you got Vanessa Hudgens and Jamie Chung, two gorgeous Asian actresses that can do better than this. They did that. Something happens to them that pissed me off the most. Because they have to, but basically the plot is this girl gets sent to an institution because she accidentally kills her sister, younger sister, or whatever, in the beginning of the movie with this terrible freaking soundtrack that I was like, what is this, a movie or a music video, Zack Snyder? I'm watching a movie. If I want to hear music, I'll listen to my laptop or my phone. I don't need to hear it in a freaking movie. But anyway, she gets sent to a mental institution, which is disguised as a freaking strip club for these women, and Oscar Isaac is the orderly. I hate this actor. This is the movie that pissed me off. Not The Force Awakens was just another kick. After this, I was already done with this guy. And you have Carla Gugino. I love this actress. She's a beautiful woman. She has an accent in this movie. It doesn't bother me. She's Dr. Vera Gorsky, a psychiatrist. She should have been the psychiatrist of Zack Snyder saying, what the fuck were you thinking, guy? What the fuck were you thinking? And they have to get these 5 items in order to escape. The film underperformed at the box office and was negatively received by critics. And this guy. I saw the film and I told Mom I had a lot of problems with it. Yeah. and it's a period piece too. It's from the 1960s. Who are the other character names? You got Blondie, Rocket, Amber, and Sweet Pea. Fuck Sweet Pea in this movie, and I don't mean having sex with her. I mean, you know. Also, you waste John Hamm. I didn't even remember he was in this film because I was like, this is the first thing I saw him in. I don't remember. And then Scott Glenn is the wise man. At least it's an old man and not a freaking the ancient one from Doctor Strange, played by a British woman. Fuck that noise. This isn't female empowerment, guys. Just because your girls can use guns and flip around like they're in the Matrix doesn't mean shit. If you don't have a good story to back it up, and you don't have likable characters, and you have this dead serious movie with no jokes, yeah, it just falls apart. And yeah, they do all this stuff like they fight a dragon, they cut the dragon baby's neck, and of course the dragon's gonna come after them and blast them, and then they do this weird freaking dance to go into this dream world. It's creative, but again, I've seen it done in better films. Inception, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dreamscape, Little Nemo and Adventures in Slumberland. I've seen movies take place in dreams before, guys. Daydreams or night dreams. I've seen it done better. Also, they got like there's a scene with like German soldiers and zombies and shit, and it looks well done. But again, all of these things mean nothing because it's in a dream, so it doesn't matter. And then when they're on the train, it's just like that scene in Solo when they're on the train. This was done even worse though. Thank God Captain America: The First Avenger did a train scene right. That's way better than this freaking movie. And Rocket has to like set off these bombs or something, and then she gets killed. She gets stabbed by an orderly. Yeah, it says here, back in the asylum, the surgeon has just performed Baby Doll's lobotomy. Yeah, so Baby Doll at the end becomes lobotomized, so she's not going to remember a thing. And then freaking Rocket dies. She's the first to die. He has a stab wound on her stomach, or like near her stomach. And then the other two girls get shot off screen by Oscar Isaac. That's when the movie just took a turn for the worse. You know who's the one who escapes from the freaking asylum? Sweet Pea, freaking Abby Cornish, the Australian actress. Not the American actors, the freaking Australian. What kind of a message were you sending to American audiences, Zack Snyder? What? Australians are better than us? Fuck you. I hate this movie. I freaking hate this movie. It was so disappointing because I was really expecting it to be much better, and I was just sucker punched in the stomach. And this is the Zack Snyder movie. There was another movie with the same name with Batista, I think, in it, but no, it's a waste. You also have Patrick Sambogu as Earl. You got Gerard Plunkett as the stepfather in the beginning of the film. You got Malcolm Scott as the cook who kills Rocket, which pissed me off. And yeah, the development, like, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. If this was R and it was done by a better writer, you would have scored a huge hit. Snyder got lucky with freaking 300 and Watchmen because those movies are visually stunning and they have a story to back it up. Source material. This didn't have it, and look what a disaster it was. I wish I would have. What I want to punch out is Emily Browning as bad as the hobo. Oh, God, no. She's just really flat. She's just like this the whole movie. Just, I have no emotion on my face. I'm Sam Worthington, no emotion. I want some emotion. Do this. Just show some freaking facial expression. That's not going to kill you. Thank God that DC movies were much better than this. Wonder Woman had female empowerment, but it wasn't shoved down your face, and I cared about Gal Gadot's version of Wonder Woman. Here, there's no Wonder Woman here. They're trying to rip stuff off from anime and from, kaiju films and from freaking The Matrix, where they have these giant mech suits or whatever. I saw that in The Matrix, guys, or in the trailers for Matrix Revolutions. I've seen that already. A good concept that was completely wasted. This is why I don't hate the 2010 Alice in Wonderland. It gave me what I wanted. You had a beautiful lead girl with pale skin, Mia Wasikowska, a much better actress than Emily Browning, and leaps bounds over Abby Cornish. And Johnny Depp, I like this quirkiness. I like the visuals. I like the Jabberwocky fight at the end. I like the freaking colors. It has color. This movie has no color. It's just a bunch of dreary imagery. Just like Solo, guys. This and Solo have something in common. They both tanked. Incompetence, man. I'm so glad that Roderick Rules, it got me out of the slumber. This movie would have haunted me for 10 years if I didn't see Roderick Rules because I needed to be cheered up. I was depressed. I left the theater in a funk. I was like, what did I just watch? Why did this movie disappoint me? How could a movie that costs over $80 million look like this and it means nothing? It's just a fart in the wind. It's eye candy. That's all it is. And I'm like, guys, this could have been more than that. See freaking Hunger Games. That was this movie, but done better. You got a kick-ass lead girl. You got better visuals. There's color in the freaking movie. You have a romance that's not as bad as this. This has no romance, so that's out of the window. And the film is longer and it's more epic. Yeah, there's some shaky cam where I can't see what's going on. I'm not going to blame the director. He was trying to make a PG-13 battle royale movie in the U.S., so he couldn't make it too violent. I get it, but this, there was no excuse. Zack Snyder, how could you do this to me? That's why I said Man of Steel, it was mediocre. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. You know why? Because that had better actors in it. Michael Shannon's a better actor than freaking Oscar Isaac. Freaking Amy Adams is better than Emily Browning and Abby Cornish. Freaking Kevin Costner is a better old guy than Scott Glenn. I like Scott Glenn, but he has nothing to do. He just says, ladies, you got to do this and this and that, and you're on your way, and it's all for nothing. Oh, this movie just pisses me off. An R-rated extended cut was on Blu-ray. Doesn't count. This is the PG-13 cut I'm talking about. Bullshit movie. It really disappointed me. It is the most disappointing film ever that my eyes have ever seen in a movie theater. I was so embarrassed sitting there watching this movie. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this. I wanted to walk out halfway through. I like the eye candy, but again, if I want to see the action scenes, I could watch the scenes on YouTube. The story is not. It doesn't. It does. It's not. It's supposed to be the foundation of any movie, and it just didn't do it for me. Yeah, it did nothing for me. Nothing. And yeah, it says, oh, so depiction of women. Sucker Punch also drew criticism for its depiction of women. Several cities critics described the film as misogynist. Yeah, because you put women as a bunch of slutty freaking strippers. At least Gal Gadot's no stripper. She's sexy, and when her legs are kicking me in front of my face in 3D, and she has that gorgeous hair and that face and her and your gorgeous body, I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why that movie was a massive hit and this was a massive bomb. It is misogynist. Just because your women are sexy doesn't mean you have to exploit them. The one thing I wanted in the new Star Wars that I didn't get was something feminine. It's not misogynist to not like a character just because she's female. Ripley was female in Aliens and Alien and the other films, and she is a woman. It's originally going to be played by a man. It was probably going to be like Alan Ripley or something. But yeah, it's not because it's just a woman. You know, here it says here, Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch are not empowered. No, they're sluts. They're slutty girls that daydream and they're getting raped while they're doing it. You don't know what's happening when they're doing that daydream. They're trying to suppress that. It says Zack Snyder must have known in pre-production that his greasy collection of near rape fantasies. Exactly. I don't like rape, Zack Snyder. I don't like it. I hated the rape scene, the intended rape scene in Watchmen when Carla Gugino gets it up the ass. I'm like, I would do that, but not rape. I want it. I can't want consensual. That's that's the way sex is supposed to be with a man and a woman consensually. Not I'm gonna rape your ass. No, I wouldn't even do that to Daisy Ridley. I'd punch her in the face or kick her in the face, but I would never rape her because I would never do that. A monster does that. But yeah, this film sucks, guys. If you were disappointed, I know this is going to be dark, but yeah, this movie has no. It's devoid of any humor. I didn't laugh one time in this movie. I had a smile on my face in some of the action. Then Rocket died, and the movie just blew ass after that. You exploit these gorgeous women, Carla Gugino, freaking Jella Malone, who, yeah, she had a scene in the Hunger Games sequel that where she strips down in the in the elevator. You remember that scene because she's beautiful, guys. And then the scene, and then Jamie Chung. Did you see in Dragon Ball Evolution? That movie is horrible, but she's the best thing in it. Her face can light up a room. Vanessa Hudgens. This was going to be her chance to break out as a star after High School Musical 3, and it just fell flat. And it says, yeah, violent revenge scenarios disguised as a female empowerment fairy tale wasn't going to satisfy anyone but himself. Exactly. Stop being freaking Kathleen Kennedy, Zack Snyder. Stop it. your agendas and your twisted fantasies to yourself. I don't go here on YouTube and say, "Oh, I'm going to say what I was dreaming last night." No, private life. What you do privately, that's your own business, but don't freaking exploit it on the thing. It's the reason why freaking James Gunn got fired because he put stuff on Facebook. On Twitter that he shouldn't have, and that's why. But like I said, this movie's not anything but a freaking rehash of stuff that I've seen before. And like I said, this is the most disappointing because I was looking forward to this. I was like, oh, that looks like fun. And it fell on its face. You know what's worse than a bad movie? A disappointing bad movie. Because you were looking forward to it. And I was like, you sucker punched me right in the face. I've seen better than this, guys. I Am Number 4 is better than this. The Hunger Games, all of them, even the third one is better than this. Freaking Justice League. It had its problems, but trying to force agendas wasn't one of them. And that movie was almost the same running time as this, the theatrical cut. And I actually was like, hey, that wasn't not as bad as this could have been. It wasn't this. And I said it, please stop casting foreign chicks. If they're not Canadian or Asian, just don't do it. Just don't cast them because they're freaking zombies. Their American accents, or it's yelling like, no, 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 no. Abby Cornish, I'm glad you were in the RoboCop remake because that tanked too in the US. That movie is shit too. It's the worst movie I saw in 2014. This was the most disappointing movie of 2011 for me because it just took something that could have been awesome and it just sucker punched me in the face and in my stomach and right in my balls. As a man, I want to see sexy women fighting, but not this way. Not in a bunch of action scenes, your twisted rape fantasies that mean nothing. That just disgust me. But fuck this movie. It doesn't deserve the 6.1 on IMDb. It's a disappointment. Go see a better movie. I'd rather see Divergent than this. At least Shailene Woodley isn't overly sexualized. We get it. She's a female and a badass in his training. We get it. Sometimes a face can do it for me. You don't have to just, show close-ups of their ass on purpose. Ilsa Faust, that's an empowered woman. That's a female badass. No superpowers, no freaking daydream rapes, none of that. Just a badass woman that can wear a dress and be sexy and not overdo it. And wear a bathing suit and there's ass shots. Hey, doesn't bother me. I'm not complaining. But Christopher McQuarrie knows who he's catering to. Zack Snyder, he still has to find his way. Stop trying to put your twisted bullshit take on women and your superheroes. Because like I said, I want to see something good. You got it in you, Zack Snyder. I really enjoy Watchmen. Other than the rape scene with Carla Gugino getting it in the ass again. She is beautiful, but I don't want to see her getting sexually assaulted. I already saw that. It's in a movie called Jaded, where her performance in that was breathtaking. I don't want to see a beautiful, angelic woman like her getting defiled. Or any of these women. Even the ones I don't like. Sorry, but yeah, Sucker Punch is the biggest slap in the face I've ever seen in the theater, guys. Nothing will top it. This didn't get a sequel, and I'm glad. The Hunger Games proved that you could have a badass female chick, make her wear a dress, have beautiful dark hair, have an expression on her face, when she's like her sister was going to go into was going to get picked as a tribute. She's like, no, I volunteer as tribute. You see, it's called acting. Take it. Take some freaking acting lessons, Emily Browning and freaking Abby Cornish, please. She was better in Lemony Snicket's because at least there she was young and she didn't have to carry the movie. Jim Carrey carried that movie, guys. But with here, you don't have a Jim Carrey. You don't have humor. You got nothing. You got just a bunch of eye candy. It's the worst thing Zack Snyder's ever done or ever will do. Like I said, Man of Steel was just a disappointment, but I wasn't expecting much. Justice League, I can forgive that movie because at least Joss Whedon put some humor. Even if it's out of place, it at least was something. And what was the other movie he did? Batman vs. Superman. You had a kick-ass Batman played by Ben Affleck, and the visuals were way better than this. And even though it was long and you had a shitty villain, it introduced us to Wonder Woman, and the fight at the end wasn't the worst thing ever. And a year later, we got this. So I'm not complaining too much, guys. Say what you will about the DC Universe. It's a mixed variety, but it wasn't a sucker punch to my face. This was. And I never want to see it again. Fuck the extended cut. I'll see the extended cut of Days of Future Past again because it actually has a bit of humor and it has good visuals and it has a good story. That's the foundation for any movie. A story that I give a shit about, that flows well, that's not punching you with agendas or freaking dragging the movie out like the new Star Wars, where it's just, let's just put padding in a movie that doesn't need it. Anyway, Sucker Punch, I Sucker Punch you in the face. You're the worst thing I've seen in the theater because you disappointed me the most. And I was looking forward to you, and you just let me down. And Zack Snyder has no one to blame but himself and his friend Steve Sabuya, who was just like, just put a bunch of anime stuff in there and they'll get it. Yeah, but I can see an anime for that, guys, with Asian women, which are sexier than this. I mean, you waste your Asian women here. Got Jamie Chung and Vanessa, and they're just supporting characters that die. Yeah, shove it up your ass. Wasting beautiful Asian women like that just pisses me off. But anyway, that's Sucker Punch, guys. That's 2011 Zack Snyder flop. I'd rather see his Owl movie again because I didn't like that movie, but at least it's visually stunning. The CGI is great. It's a nice movie to look at, even without dialogue. I like looking at it. But this, I don't. Fuck Sucker Punch. I've been waiting to rant on this movie for so long. It's one of the worst things to be in theaters in this decade because of how, what a letdown it was, you know? At least Roderick Rules, it's no masterpiece, but I laughed my ass off in the theater. I felt something. Even if I'm laughing, it's something. Here, I felt nothing. Just, oh, pretty colors. Yeah, good action. Then somebody dies and then the movie just tanks from there. Ugh. Even the soundtrack didn't do it for me. It felt like a bad music video, like a Nine Inch Nails video or freaking, I don't know, something like that. The Doors or something. It took me out of it. But anyway, if you guys hate a Sucker Punch as much as I do, give this video a thumbs up and just say, fuck that movie in the face. Do better next time, Zack Snyder. Do better. You didn't have David S. Gory to write for you here. This is all you're doing. An original idea, and yet let's rip off Alice in Wonderland and put a bunch of action from anime and put this female empowerment bullshit, which I told you guys, I'm tired of femme nonsense. It's what killed The Force Awakens for me and Rogue One, and it killed Episode 8 as well. And 9 isn't going to be saved either, so see you guys in the next video. Sucker Punch, I Sucker Punched you in your face. Later.